Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Friday afternoon from Costfield here in Castleton. Today it is high school softball on yourliveevent.com, where we'll have three games coming at you, with Northern Cass, Hillsboro, Central Valley being a Region 1 counter. Central Cass and Northern Cass also being a Region 1 counter roughly at around 4:30 this evening. And then we'll get to Hillsboro, Central Valley hosting and playing against the Lobos of Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Edgeley. This is our pregame show today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. We'll continue with more after this. Coming up around the corner today, this is the high school opener for Northern Cass, and it's the game number 3 here for Hillsboro Central Valley in the season opener coming up here for the Jags. The state tournament coming up here, crazy to think, in about 7 weeks that'll be in Jamestown. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, dive into the pregame report a little bit more, talk about how the Burros have got to 2-0 on the season. The Jags, under the guidance of head coach Mason Rice, we'll get to that. We'll hear from both head coaches. That and more still to come today here in Castleton.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Helps my bottom line. It gives back money to the community.
Of course, there's always concern with the roads, and of course the jobs that's created because of it. We can always use extra jobs, and of course the tax revenue and the income, and for the schools.
They're very good economic for the community. I mean, they keep everybody going. There's more money to come in.
There's going to be income coming to this fire department that they can count on, and we don't have to keep on upping the property tax.
This will help people stay here and keep farming. How can you go wrong?
There's a new inventory of trailers at Bloomfield Enterprises of Hillsboro. You can see the latest inventory online at bloomfieldtrailers.com. Bloomfield Enterprises has a full line of Big Tex trailers. Big Tex has affordable and versatile utility trailers for all your jobs. Big Tex has a full line of products from ATV trailers to gooseneck to dump trailers and more. Call Larry at 218-368-7989 or Tim at 701-430-0877. Bloomfield Enterprises in Hillsboro.
Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, North Dakota has adapted to the growing needs of the edible bean industry since 1982. Production of edible beans helps many growers in the Red River Valley make their operation more profitable. These growers are also producing a nutritious, high-protein food source helping feed a hungry world. Central Valley Bean Cooperative in Buxton, North Dakota, with receiving stations in Garsky, Grafton, Larimore, Sharon, Devils Lake, Lankin, and East Grand Forks. Learn more at centralvalleybean.com or call 701-847-2622.
As we continue on the pregame show here today from Costfield in Castleton, taking a look at the Burros and the Jags for Northern Cass so far here on the season. It's their season opener, and they got a busy schedule next week where they have games scheduled for Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. A week from now, they'll be in Sioux Falls at the Sioux Falls tournament. Monday, they're scheduled to go to Nelson County, Dakota. Tuesday, hosting the Pirates of Hankinson, and Thursday, going to Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Edgeley. Region 1 this season, 11 teams, so 6 through 11 in a play-in to get to the quarterfinals. If you're 5 through 1, you'll automatically make your way to the quarterfinals, and more importantly, if you lose, you still have a chance to make your way through the region bracket that has changed the last couple of years in just terms of the style and the amount of teams that have made their way through, with Maple River, Sargent County, Oaks, Valley City dropping from A to B, and seeing Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, Edgeley as well making a program, and the Lisbon Broncos. So a lot of new things in this part of the state when it comes to Class B softball. The Jags, again, head coach is Mason Rice. So for Northern Cass, now we take a look at the boroughs of Hillsboro, Central Valley. Mackenzie Iverson, the head coach, coming off a borough program that went third at state last season at the North Dakota State University. The Burros went 2-0 so far here early on the season, where they got to play at the University of Jamestown on March the 27th, a 9-4 win over Carrington inside the bubble there in Jamestown. Then later on the day, a 2-run victory, 15-13 against the Patriots of Mayport CG. After today, the Burros are scheduled for a game tomorrow in Carrington at 1 p.m. Monday, hosting Grand Forks Central at 4. That game's scheduled for you right here on YLE. Tuesday at Maple River up in Page. And then Thursday, hosting the Highliners in Hillsboro at 4 o'clock as well. And like everything else, see what Mother Nature has in store for us with some expected rain showers. Just a matter of where in the valley does the rain go a little bit later on here this weekend. For the Burros, they lost a ton of talent from last year's team. The senior athlete of the year in the state in Class B, and Peyton Quam, the catcher. Also gone is Kaylee Kittleson, who was part of the Shield Softball All-Star Series. Megan Ensign, Morgan Potasic, Destiny Ellenson, and Carsey Hattlestead as well, who is part of the Shield Softball All-Star Series. So it'll be a different look for the Burros here this season in terms of that varsity experience here for Hillsboro Central Valley. We'll take a break, and we come back, we'll hear from the coaches. First up will be Mason Rice of Northern Cass. Then we'll hear from Mackenzie Iverson from Hillsboro Central Valley. A reminder, our schedule today, HCV Northern Cass here at the top of the hour. Roughly at around 4:30 or so, we'll get to Northern Cass and Central Cass, and then our nightcap at around 6 will be Hillsboro Central Valley going up against the Lobos of Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Edgeley. We'll take a break, and we come back. Coach's Conversation is next. This is our pregame show, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service that you deserve. Go to IrieINS.com. That's IrieINS.com. Back with more after this here in Castleton.
Being a good sport is the best way to learn from the activity you are involved in. Whether you are winning or losing the game, you can walk away with a positive experience if you show your integrity and respect and learn from the other team. Hi, my name is Addison, and I'm a student in the Central Valley School District. I've learned so much from competing in basketball, and a lot of what I've learned is by observing the other teams and taking positive influence from some of their greats in sportsmanship. I hope to continue to display this at the Central Valley School to also be an example. This message is from the Central
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
The City of Hillsboro encourages customers to use electricity wisely through its Bright Energy Solutions rebate program. These rebates help customers save energy and money, improve their comfort, and protect the environment. You can get rebates on Energy Star appliances and lighting, as well as high-efficiency heat pumps and air conditioners. They even have rebates for home electric vehicle chargers. Business customers can receive rebates too. Call the City of Hillsboro for more information or visit brightenergysolutions.com.
As we continue on our pregame show here today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance in Castleton. Yes, we're finally playing some spring sports, and that's high school softball here today for a Region 1 contest with Northern Cass. The Jags going up against the Burros of Hillsboro Central Valley. Mason Rice, head coach for Northern Cass, joined us. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. And Mason, it's been a while for the season opener, but now that it's here, what's it like knowing that, okay, today you actually had a schedule and a routine getting ready for, your season opener here today?
Yeah, the last 2 weeks has been like drinking water from a fire hose. It's been nuts, but no, we're very excited. The sun's out. It's a beautiful day here in Castleton, and it's a beautiful day just to go compete, give ourselves a chance, see what we can do, what we can open up with. Hillsboro and Castleton, two strong teams, especially looking at Hillsboro here. Game 1, they're a strong team, so going in and competing is going to be the biggest thing for us.
Yeah, Region 1 has always been a very top-heavy region, obviously, and two teams that made the state tournament last year, finishing top 3 in the state, one finishing third, one finishing the championship. But it's a brand new year here, Mason, so what's the biggest thing you want to see from from your squad coming into today, win, lose, or draw, just getting on the softball diamond and competing for the first time this season?
Yeah, that's a big thing. You hit it on the head there, just competing. That's what we're looking for, is are we willing to just go in with a fight all 7 innings, 5 innings, 3 innings, no matter what we get. Like I said in my interview for preseason, is as long as the sun's up in the air, we're going to keep competing, and that's our big focus.
You look at this with the seniors and the juniors coming back, what do you want to see from them, kind of being those elder statesmen and those leaders as the season progresses?
Yeah, I mean, I just want them to lead by example. That's the biggest thing, is, holding themselves accountable, but also giving themselves grace from time to time, not putting themselves in a spotlight to where they start stressing themselves out, just going through it, making sure they're taking care of themselves, taking care of their teammates, and just being strong leaders in and out of softball.
I know at the end of the day, it's always fun to get to a season opener. So it's like, as a coach, as a season opener, knowing that you've had this day that's gotten moved across the calendar, like it's a moving target. But what's it like for you as a head coach here, Mason?
Honestly, it's like Christmas, I would say. It's I was so excited last night. I was up until 1. I woke up at 5, and I was just beyond excited. Didn't feel tired at all. It's a beautiful day, opening day. Doesn't matter what it is. It's always a good day.
A lot of softball coming up, 4 or 5 games in the next couple of weeks, which is a good thing. So hopefully that happens for you, Mason. Thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here today.
Thank you.
That again, Mason Rice, head coach for Northern Castle. We'll continue with more after this here from Castleton.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Upgrade your toolbox and tackle any project with the latest from Ada Building Center, LLC. They've added a massive 24-foot Diablo display filled with everything you need, brand new to the store. From circular saw blades to framing blades and metal drilling solutions and diamond cutting concrete blades, Diablo has it all. Need fine finish or general purpose wood blades? High-performance crew driving bits? They've got you covered. Stop by Ada Building Center, LLC, Highway 200 East Edge in Ada, and see the Diablo difference for yourself. Your next project starts here.
As we continue on our Irie Insurance pregame show here today from sunny Costfield in Castleton, North Dakota, it is our first of 3 games here for high school softball. It's Hillsboro Central Valley going up against Northern Cache. Joining us from the Burros perspective is Mackenzie Iverson. This interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. And Mackenzie, 3rd game of the season, but it probably feels like a month since you last played at the end of March. So just what has everything been from, the end of March to 2 games in Jamestown to finally getting on the softball field playing? What's everything been like in the last, week and a half for you as a coach here?
It's been really, we've been stuck inside. It's been cold. Our field's not quite ready yet. I know the girls are really anxious to start playing and get out on the field. Our 2 games in Jamestown were really well. We played very competitively. So I'm excited to see what the rest of the season kind of looks like once it starts to unfold.
Let's talk about the senior class. You're some that have varsity experience in the starting lineup and everything else. Just kind of what do you want to see from them kind of being the leaders this year as the season progresses, especially once you're going to get into 3-4 games a week, hopefully, moving forward here?
With those seniors, I would just like to see them be competitive and be big leaders on our field and show the younger girls and the underclassmen, what should be done, how it can be done. Just how to be competitive in all of the different aspects of softball.
Knowing that you finally had games, and what's that like as a coach and as a team when you're traveling down here, knowing, okay, we can get out of school at the proper time. We're not wondering when or if we're going to get out of school. So what's it like actually knowing that you're playing a softball game today, Mackenzie?
It's really exciting. We've been waiting for this moment. We've been inside for probably about 4 weeks, and so the games in Jamestown were a good start, and now we're really excited to be outside. I had a couple people ask me today, are you still playing today? I'm like, yes, unless it starts snowing or it's lightning outside, we're playing.
Final thing for you, head coach for the Burros, Mackenzie Iverson, joining us. Your biggest thing you want to see from your team today against Northern Caste and later tonight against the Lobos is what? Win, lose, or draw. Just what do you want to see from the girls here out on the softball diamond?
I want them to come out and be competitive from the start high, stay high the whole entire game, and just have fun. So.
Hey, Mackenzie, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck here today.
Thank you.
Again, head coach of the Burros, that is Mackenzie Iverson with us here on our pregame show. That interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Visit with Ryan Opdahl, your local Farmers Union insurance agent in Hillsboro.
Get ready to make a true impact on the farm. Introducing the HDSR series of staggered rippers from Degelman Industries. At the heart of the machine is the HDSR's staggered two-row setup, which allows for better trash flow and lower draft than an inline ripper. Featuring a shorter implement contour length, easier transport, and better compaction shattering ability than the competitors. The HDSR series from Degelman Industries is engineered tough. Visit our website for more information.
Those interviews brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing their heritage and their future with locations in North Dakota and Minnesota. Go to dhb.bank. As we continue here on our pregame show today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance, the infield, outfield, or IO, however you like to call it, for Hillsboro Central Valley. They're wrapped up for the Jags, continuing to work through here before we get to our starting lineups and the opening pitch today here from Coss Field in Castleton. Northern Cass, their season opener for the Burros. It's game number 3, but their first contest outdoors as they played back on March the 27th indoors in the Buffalo City and Jamestown back in March. Our schedule again today goes like this: Region 1 counter for the Burros and the Jags. Then we'll get to Northern Cass, Central Cass, and then from there another Region 1 counter with Hillsboro, Central Valley, and Lemoore, Litchell, Mary, and Edgeley a little bit later on here tonight. Our schedule throughout the month of May is going to be busy for more games coming up here in the month of April as well. Go to our website, yourliveevent.com. Coach's Show will wrap up here in the month of April as well, 7 o'clock Wednesday nights. But we will get to the Region 1 softball tournament. Will be the play-in matches on May the 14th, and then everything's going to be in Hillsboro on May the 16th, 18th, and the 19th, and eventually you'll get to the state tournament that'll make its way here in Jamestown at Trapper Field here in Jamestown on May 28th and the 30th. And we'll have the Shield Softball All-Star Series for you again coming up. The first time that they'll make their way to the north side of Fargo at North Dakota State. That'll be on Monday, June the 1st in Fargo. Already 10 years that the North Dakota Shield Softball All-Star Series has been in its existence. Then Tuesday, June the 2nd, we'll make our way out to Bismarck Legacy as well for part 2 of the Shield Softball All-Star Series. If you've never been, fun little contest as they get a couple of games in, get into some particulars with the home run contest, the fastest around the base pass. So if you are either in Fargo or in Bismarck on that June the 1st or June the 2nd, highly consider checking that out. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get to our starting lineups and the opening pitch. Around the corner, it's Northern Cass clad in their black uniforms here today, and Hillsboro Central Valley out in their dark grays. It's a Region 1 contest. This game was scheduled to be yesterday in Hillsboro, but they decided to move it back 24 hours with the playing conditions in Hillsboro and get on a softball field, and able to get some good work in here today for these teams. Win or lose, able to get on the softball diamond. Always a good thing here in the month of April. We'll continue with more after this on our Irie Insurance pregame show. We'll take a look at our starting lineups around the corner. That is next here in Castleton.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
And everything they said is what they did. When they built the plan, wildlife wanted this, wanted that. They bent over backwards to satisfy everybody.
This kind of gave us a shot in the arm. Now we're going to build a new community center. We're allowed to give funding to a lot of our school programs.
Our kids have had all of this as their backyard, so it's a great way of life.
Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Fireworks and sports stuff in the same store? That's right. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro. Come in and browse the sports cards and memorabilia and fireworks at the same time. Unopened packs and boxes of sports cards, plus pre-owned cards as well. Jersey swatch, autograph cards, lots of Twins, Vikings, Wolves, Wild, Lynx, and North Stars memorabilia, bobbleheads, caps, and more. Call anytime, 701-436-6140. Great Plains Fireworks and Sports Collectibles, Hillsboro.
That does it for our pregame show here today, brought to you in part by Irie Insurance. They cover it all from home to auto, crop, commercial, and benefits insurance and more. For more information, go to IrieINS.com. That's IrieINS.com to get a free quote started today. Good news, sunny skies, not too much wind to worry about here. Temperatures will be making their ways into the lower 50s a little bit later on here today, but it maybe feels like 60 or 70 with the Mother Nature that we've had the last a week or so, but nice day for a little high school softball. As we get to our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. That again is crystalsugar.com. For Northern Cass, they'll go like this here. Reese Lavig, the senior shortstop, will be batting leadoff, with Avery Davidson, the junior catcher, batting second. Courtney Daniels, the sophomore designated player, batting third, with Chelsea Golster, the sophomore first baseman, batting cleanup. Macy Murch, the senior third baseman, batting fifth, with Emma Humdenis, the senior left fielder, batting sixth. Sam Hoyland, the sophomore pitcher, will be in the circle here this afternoon for the Jags, with Annabelle Steinberger, the junior center fielder, batting eighth. Eliana Geetson, the sophomore second baseman, batting ninth, and then Sophia Starr, the senior, in the flex spot. She'll be out in right field. So Lavig, Davidson, Daniels, Golster, Murch, Humdenis, Hoyland, Steinberger, Geetson, and Starr again in the flex position here for Northern Cass. While we take a look at Hillsboro Central Valley and their starting 9 here today, or 10 with the flex, you have Kara Kazette, the sophomore catcher, batting leadoff here. Chloe Tice, the sophomore third baseman, batting second. Santa Kritzberger, the senior center fielder, batting third, with Kaya Chenault, the senior pitcher, in that cleanup spot. You have Emerson Fugelstein, the left fielder freshman, batting fifth, with Brooklyn Honenkamp, the shortstop freshman, batting sixth. Hattlestead will be the freshman designated player, that's Kobe, with Evelyn Willison, the senior first baseman, batting eighth. From there you have Avery Merck, the senior second baseman, batting ninth, and then in the flex spot will be Audrey Tice, the freshman right fielder, again in the flex spot here for the Burros. Kazette, Tice, that's Chloe, Kritzberger, Kaya Chenault, Fugelstein, Honenkamp, Hattlestead, Williston, Merck, and Audrey Tice here for the Burros. Coaches for Hillsboro Central Valley, head coach is Mackenzie Iverson, co-head coach alongside with her with Corey Erickson, while for Northern Cass, the head coach is Mason Rice. It is the season opener for the Jags. Well, for the Burros, they're 2-0 on the season with wins over Carrington and Mayport CG, but this is their Region 1 opener. That is our starting lineups, brought to you in part by American Crystal Sugar Company. Live the sweet life with great careers, quality products, grower owned. Go to crystalsugar.com. When we come back, let's get to the first pitch today of our first of 3 games from Castleton.
Embrace the joy of community at Halsted Living Center and Heritage House in Halsted, where wonderful neighbors and energetic minds come together. If you're seeking more than just a place to call home, you found the right spot with Halsted Living Center and Heritage House. Whether your interests lie in music, agriculture, sports, or dancing, you'll find someone who shares your passion and expertise. Discover a fulfilling lifestyle filled with connection and celebration with Halsted Living Center and Heritage House in Halsted. Get more information by calling 218-456-2105 or log on to halstedlivingcenter.com. The Hillsboro Central Valley Booster Club is made up of parents, fans, and community members who work together to build team and community spirit. The Hillsboro Central Valley Booster Club supports Hillsboro and Central Valley students in their school activities and encourages all students to be involved in the activities at your school. The Hillsboro Central Valley Booster Club takes great pride in uniting the communities to support the boroughs, encouraging everyone to promote school spirit, sportsmanship, and to support the Hillsboro Central Valley students. It's the Hillsboro Central Valley Booster Club.
Goose River Bank is here for the communities we serve, building relationships that last a lifetime, serving the strong Red River Valley and beyond. We are your neighbors, friends, and family, committed to providing everything from everyday personal banking to loans for your farm or business. Visit one of our locations in Mayville, Hillsboro, or Hatton, or reach out and we'll happily come to you, because it's the neighborly thing to do. Goose River Bank. Strong bank, strong communities.
As we get you ready here for the starting laps, now it's time for the first pitch between Hillsboro Central Valley and Northern Cass from Cass Field here in Castleton. Also later today, if you're a fan of baseball, coming out to Castleton, as Castleton will be going up against the Ball Stars of Hankinson, Fairmount, Campbell, Tinta, Rossholt, and Lidgerwood. Coming up a little bit later on here between the Squirrels and the Ball Stars. For head coach Dustin Maggio and the Squirrels, that game is scheduled for a 5 p.m. first pitch a little bit later on. So you can do a little twin bill, get a little baseball in, a little softball in. Welcome to the weekend here. Crazy to think we're nearing already the midway point of the month of April. Just over a month away from postseason baseball and softball in North Dakota. And it'll be around here before we know it with Memorial Day weekend, state track and field graduations and more. Always a fun but busy time in the month of April as we turn it over as well to May. Reese Lavig, Avery Davidson, and Courtney Daniels here. The top third of the lineup going up against Chenault. Kaya Chenault with an opening pitch at 3:06. Bunted on the ground. Chloe Tice will come in and field it, flip it, and that'll go over Merck into short right field down the line. So reaching base on the throwing air will be Lavig as she will make her way and scamper into second base. Chloe Tice did a good job coming down and fielding that particular throw, but just kind of lofted over a Mert, the second baseman, who was covering over at first base. So a runner on right off the bat here with Kazette behind the plate. The battering ram was Chenault as Avery Davidson, the junior catcher, digs in. First pitch swinging a miss. It's 0-1. Chloe Tice, as we mentioned, at third. Hanekamp at shortstop with Merck at second, Williston at first. Audrey Tyson right, Kritzberger in straightaway center, and Fugelstein in left field. Here's the 0-1 to Davidson. This one will run and be a swing and a miss. It's now 0-2. Avery Davidson able to make the top 8 in her respective weight class when it came to high school wrestling here over the winter season at the Fargo Dome, as Northern Cass just continues to grow when it comes to boys and girls wrestling. Here's the 0-2 pitch, hit down the right field line, slicing foul. It will remain at 0-2. Not the first time and probably not the last time that we'll call a softball game where it's snow on the outside of the field, but not on the inside of the field. And you can thank some community members, some of the players, coaches as well, for getting both the softball and baseball diamonds ready today here in Castleton. Lavig at second, nobody out here top of the first. Davidson fists this one over the first base dugout, and it will remain a foul ball, and we'll keep it here at 0-2. Good to get on the playing surface, though, for both of these coaches. Talking with them in the pregame show, they both kind of just said nice to kind of have a routine and a schedule, knowing you got baseball games in, and everyone doesn't have to worry about asking you about 100 times, are you playing softball on a course of a afternoon, as Davidson takes this one inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the junior catcher here for Northern Cass. Northern Cass will play back-to-back with Central Cass coming up next. Here's the 1-2 from Chenault. Looks into Kazette. 1-2 pitch is laced down the right field line, and that one will be in for a fair ball. Going down the line, Davidson will hustle her way into second. It's an RBI double, and Northern Cass takes the first lead on the Golden Harvest Tim Gazette Seed Sales scoreboard. Davidson able to stay back on that one, able to rope it into right in front of Audrey Tice right down the line, and Northern Cass gets on the board first. Put the ball in play twice, they get rewarded with a run. It's Courtney Daniels, the sophomore designated player. As Daniels takes a big swing at that one, it's now 0-1. Tice playing a couple feet in on the bag on third, just trying to see if they might bunt Avery Davidson over from second to third. Gulster due up next, then Murch after that. Here's the 0-1. Nice little off-speed pitch by Chenault. Swing and a miss. She has gotten a couple swing and a miss by Davidson and Daniels, but Avery did a good job fouling off a couple of pitches and staying alive, and eventually put the barrel to the bat and get an RBI double. This one will run in, and it will be a hit-by pitch, so Davidson will have to go back to second. The runner here with Daniels will make her way on the hit-by pitch to first base, and runners at first and second right now. As the Burros are looking for that first out of the contest. Jags threatening to try to put a crooked number up here, as Gulster will follow this one back. It's 0-1. So Reese Slavik reaches base with an error. She comes in to score. Davidson with an RBI double stands at second, and Courtney Daniels now at first base. 1 hit, 1 run so far against here with Kaya Chenault. That was an unearned run. This one is fouled back to the backstop. It's now 0-2. Kaya Chenault will love a strikeout, maybe something on the ground. Able to see maybe work it to Chloe Tice at third base, try to get the lead runner out there from a Burrow perspective. From a Jake perspective, Chelsea will have to battle down 0-2. The pitch, this one will miss out of the zone. Coming out of her crouch is Kazette. It's now 1-2. Busy time for both teams. The Burros back in action again, scheduled for tomorrow in Carrington at 1 o'clock, then Monday hosting the Grand Forks Central Knights at 4 o'clock in a couple of non-region contests. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Davidson will stay put, and she'll scamper back to second. Gulster is retired on a strikeout. Kai Chenault picks up out number 1 here of the first. It's now Macy Murch, the senior third baseman. Northern Cass with games Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week. And you start missing any more days, not from a practice standpoint, from a game standpoint, you're going to get more of those weeks. Kai Chenault able to 4-1 by Macy. It's 0-1. Got ahead on Gulster, 0-2. Got ahead on Davidson. So if there's been a positive for Kai Chenault early in the circle, getting ahead of batters here for Northern Cass and attacking the zone. Here's the 0-1 offering to Murch. Popped up in the air. We'll see if it's playable. Making her way down the first baseline is Williston, but she'll give way to Kazette. It will be a foul ball, and unable to maybe play the sun a little bit on that one is Kazette behind the plate, so that'll go down as a strike, and Macy Murch is still alive here at 0-2. Emma Hovdenis due up, and then Sam Hoyland, Samantha, but Sam for short in the hole here for the pitcher for the Jags. Davidson at second, Daniels at first. The 0-2 from Chenault. Foul back, trying to take a little bit off. It's continuing at no balls and 2 strikes. Broadcasting today from the Farmers Union Insurance Ryan Opdahl Agency broadcast booth in Hillsboro at 701-436-5777. Get in touch with Ryan Opdahl with Farmers Union Insurance in Hillsboro. The pitch missing outside. That'll be a ball. Now 1-2. Top of the first inning here. Region 1 counter in Castleton. These two teams were scheduled to play 24 hours ago, but they punted to today, and probably the right decision with the weather and the field. The 1-2 pitch, good block by Gazette behind the plate. It's now 2-2. Third game of the season for the Burros, but their first since March the 27th. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Kaya Chenault to Murch. And this one will get all the way to the backstop. As on that one, runners will move up 60 feet. Now the count is full at 3-2. As Cassette had to get out of her crouch position on the wild pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, so Murch down 0-2 has worked the count full. Infield will come in to try to take the run potential at home away. The 3-2. Strike 3 looking, and Kaya Schnell gets her second straight strikeout. A big out number 2 here for the Burros. As Avery Davidson will have a courtesy runner as the catcher, so she'll come out. Coming on to run will be Kendall Mitchell now at third base. So Mitchell will courtesy run at third base with Davidson. Coming to the plate, Emma Hovdenes, the senior left fielder. Chenault, swing and a miss. It's 0-1 on Hovdenes. Able to work ahead again. Now no balls and 1 strike. And all things considered, 1 quality pitch, 1 out away from Kai Chenault to minimizing what could be a bigger inning for Northern Cass if she can get that. The 0-1 pitch is hit on the ground. A little number to shortstop there is going to be a nice fire and throw. Hanekamp over to Willison, 6-3 to retire the side. 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error and 2 runners left. We played a half inning today on the Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales scoreboard. A new score, Northern Cass 1, the Burros coming to the plate.
At the Hillsboro Body Shop, Ben brings years of experience and friendly service to every repair, big or small. It happens. Vehicles get damaged, unfortunate crashes, scratches, windshields broken. Ben will take care of it with honest professional service that you can rely on. 701-636-4981, Hillsboro Body Shop. 701-636-4981. Ben says, thank you for your business.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions today and beyond with the Drain Tile Project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
For Northern Cass, again, 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, as they were able to get the RBI double fry. Avery Davidson, then credit Kaya Chenault with runners in scoring position. She bared down to get that last out with Emma Hovdenes. Struck out 2 in the inning, and for Northern Cass, they'll take the run. For Hillsboro Central Valley, you'll take that you minimize the Jags to just 1 run instead of maybe 2 or 3, as the Burros will come up to the plate. Kara Cassette, the sophomore catcher, followed by Chloe Tice, and Miss Kritzberger here will start things off 1, 2, and 3 for Hillsboro Central Valley. And for anybody filling the shoes of Peyton Quam was going to have to be large regardless. Peyton Quam, the senior athlete of the year, not just in Region 1 last year for the Burros, but the entire state of North Dakota in Class B, as we'll get the lefty, Kara Cassette, coming up here, going up against Sam Hoyland in the circle for the Jags. Righty-lefty matchup here to open up the bottom of the first inning. That'll miss outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Hovdenes in left field with Steinberger in center. Starr in right field here today in Castleton. Avery Davidson behind the plate. We'll get to the infield after the pitch here from Samantha Hoyland. Sam for short. As Kiara Cassette works with the hitter's count, the 1-0. She'll take outside. Now 2-0. Murch stands at third base with Lavig at shortstop. Gietzen at at second, and Gulster at first. Mason Rice, head coach here for Northern Cass. 2 balls and a strike. We'll see if Cassette goes. She'll take a strike. It's now 2-1. Always fun to see in softball, too, sometimes the batters that are more of a slash hitter variety and what they want to do with the softball that comes into their hitting zone. As this one is slashed right on cue up the third baseline foul. It's now 2-2. Sometimes in a slash hitter, you might wait a little bit longer, try to poke one through the left side, put the ball on the ground, use your speed to get on. 2 balls, 2 strikes by Hoyland, and the pitch off speed out of the zone. It's now 3-2, trying to change a little velocity here in eye level for Hoyland. As Kiara Cassette works the count full, this will be our first full count here for a HCV batter. 3-2 pitch is roped in the air to left center field, and that one will split the gap. Cassette makes her way around first. Nice play by Hovdenes to make the throw in, as Hovdenes was able to get there and make a timely throw over to second, but it's still a ringing double here for Kiera Kazette, and the Burros have their first base runner on with their leadoff batter. As you see, Chloe Tice, the sophomore third baseman, digging into the plate now for the Burros. And then Kritzberger here, the senior. This one goes all the way to the backstop on a wild pitch, so Kazette will scamper now to third base here for Hillsboro Central Valley. The Burros coming off a third place appearance at the state tournament last year in Fargo, where Hillsboro Central Valley, as this one goes out of the zone, it's now 2-0 to Tice. Able to defeat Velva Drake Animus in the quarterfinals, lost to Lax Burlington, Lewis and Clark in the semis, and upended Beulah 4-3 for third place. The 2-0 foul back, it's now 2-1, just to show you how good the Region 1 was last year. Central Cass won a championship. The Burros finished third. So two of the three teams in the state were from this very region, and that has been a theme in Class B softball. The 2-1 pitch is muscled back. It's now 2-2. Look at Central Cass, the Kindred Richland Co-op. Just every year it can kind of seem like to pencil them in. Then you got the Burros, Northern Cass team, an Enderlin team that all feels like that they can do some noise. And the Hankinson Co-op as well with Mike Lowell over the years with some really good, talented softball players. Just sometimes making it out of the region is a tip of the cap, where it can be almost like a sub-state before you get to a state tournament. 2 balls, 2 strikes here to Chloe Tice. Infield playing in here, trying to see if they can take the runner with Kazette at third out if she comes home. The 2-2 pitch is hitting the air, but this one will go to the backstop and will make it now 2-2. Tice trying to see if she can put something out into the center field, right field area here and get Kazette in. Well, Sam Hoyland looking for a strikeout or maybe an infield pop-up. The 2-2 off speed and another foul ball. So 3 straight pitches here for Chloe Tice on a 2-2 count that have gone foul. And she's working the count after Kiera Kazette worked it to 3-2 and laced one into left center field. 1 run across so far here in the first inning. Burrows looking to tie in the bottom half. This one will work outside now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 11 teams in Region 1 this year, with Valley City making their way from A to B. Brand new squad that we'll see later tonight with the Lobos and Sargent County Oaks as well. The 3-2 pitch is hit in the air, and that'll go foul, and we'll keep it at 3-2. Region 1 baseball tournament scheduled to be in Oaks this year. Southeast Track and Field will be in Kindred. That'll be a busy time once we get to the week of May the 11th. Here's the payoff pitch again from Hoyland. Swing and a miss, and this one was held on by Davidson. So the Burros' first 2 batters worked the count full. A double by Kazette, a strikeout for Chloe Tice, and there's 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. On the Golden Harvest Tim Kazette Seed Sales scoreboard is Kritzberger, the senior center fielder, will be a righty-righty matchup. And Kritzberger takes one low. It's now 1-0. Burros in their all dark gray attire. Northern Cass in their all black attire here today. Here's the 1-0 offering. I'll miss out of the zone now. 2 balls and no strikes. Sam Hoyland just nibbling around that zone a little bit right now. Falls behind a Burrow batter here in Kritzberger. And a fellow senior in Chenault due up next. The 2-0 roped right back up the middle and underneath. Lavig at shortstop here. That'll be an RBI on the way for Kritzberger. That was Scald. And that one goes off of Hoyland on the ricochet. Run comes in and we're knotted at 1 apiece. Make sure that Hoyland's okay after that one as it ricocheted off of Hoyland. It kind of hit right underneath her knee. Umpire making sure Sam's okay. Then went right through underneath the glove of Lavig there, who kind of had to reverse pivot. So a run comes in for Kiera Kazette. We're tied at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the first. As Kaya Chenault, chance to help her own cause here for the senior pitcher. And she will take a strike. That was a good pop in the mitt to Davidson by Hoyland. It's 0-1. good to be back out at a ball diamond here, opening the weekend and getting some softball games. Here's the 0-1 pitch, as this will get by Davidson. Scampering to second base will be Kritzberger, and the Burros will have their second runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first inning. Northern Cass will play next against the Squirrels of Central Cass, and then the Burros will sandwich the game and bookend it with a game with the Lobos coming up here later tonight. For our 3-pack, here's the 1-1. Hit on the ground. That'll go to the second baseman. Geetson able to make the play there to Golster. Moving up 60 feet, though, is Kritzberger. There's 2 down with the runner at third. As 4-3 on the putout here, as Emerson will come to the plate for the freshman left fielder. Hewelstein here will be batting 5th for the Burros, and a chance to take the lead here for Hillsboro Central Valley. First pitch, swinging, gave it a good rip. It's now 0-1. Back-to-back batters that Hoyland able to work ahead on the count here. Bottom of the first inning, coming up here in the top of the second for Northern Cass. There's 7, 8, and 9 batters. Hoyland, Steinberger, and Geetson then goes back to the top of the order. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one was popped up, but down the third base line, jammed her. Murch just was hoping that it would maybe stay in the air for another second or two. It'll be no balls and 2 strikes. So for the Burros, able to bring in the leadoff double there for Kazette. Kritzberger with the RBI single. And you got a strikeout and a ground out through 4 batters. Here's the 0-2 offering from Hoyland. That'll work inside. Nice block by Avery Davidson. It's now 1-2. For the spring season, it is just condensed ever so much, where we're 5 weeks out from postseason softball already. Here's the 1-2. Hit in the air down the right field line. That'll go foul. We'll keep it at 1-2. Where the Region 1 softball tournament begins on May the 14th for that play-in round. 6 versus 11, 7 versus 10, and 8 versus 9. If you're seed 1 through 5, you get to the quarterfinals in Hillsboro on Saturday, May the 16th. This one will work inside. Gets by Davidson. The runner from third comes in, and she'll come in and score. Be a wild pitch as it hit the turf first by Sam Hoyland. Kritzberger comes in and scores, and the Burros take their first lead here at 2-1. So 2-1 here for Hillsboro Central Valley, as Kritzberger gets the run driven in, and now a run scored as well on the wild pitch. As this one is popped up down the right field line, making her way, and that'll go foul. It's 1-2. Excuse me. It'll be 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Burrows looking for a little 2-out rally here, as they already got 1 run in, seeing if they can add to it a little bit here in the bottom of the first. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, miss low. It's 3-2. Third batter of the inning that's made the count full here for Hillsboro Central Valley. Here's the 3-2 offering from Hoyland. That'll work up and out of the zone, and that'll be the first walk of the afternoon here for Hoyland in the circle. Runner at first, going to be the left fielder in Fugelstein. Hanekamp, the freshman shortstop, Brooklyn, coming up to the plate. So Burrows able to answer with at least 2 runs here in the bottom of the first inning. This one will work. That'll be a little low now, 1-0. Region 1 softball today here on YourLiveEvent.com. As able to see a brand new program a little bit later on tonight in Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Edgeley. This one is absolutely roped to center. That'll go over to the center fielder, Steinberger. She'll one-hop the fence. She'll get it in quickly, and that one was absolutely scolded by Brooklyn. That's going to be a 2-out double. Runners at second and third here for the Burros. Fugelstein will make her way into scoring position now. Brooklyn stands at second, and that'll be the second extra base hit of the inning as well for the Burros. A Gazette double left center and a Hanekamp double to straightaway center as Colby Hattlestead. This one will be a foul ball as Davidson still picked that one up, and that was in the batter's box. So Colby Hattlestead, the freshman, designated player will be behind the count, no balls and 1 strike. Another lefty in the Burrows lineup here, batting 7th for Kobe. A couple of runners in scoring position, trying to see if she can drive him in. Hoyland looking for 1 quality pitch. I'll work just outside. It's 1-1. Something surprising early on in the season, Minnesota Twins, fresh off a 4-game sweep of the Tigers over the week. 1 game above 500, 7-6 in second place in the Central. As this one is a 1-hopper, goes back to Hoyland, able to make the play 1-3 to retire the side. But 2 runs come across on 3 hits. There were no errors with 2 runners left on base. We played 1 today here in Castleton on the Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales scoreboard. The Burros lead 2-1.
Hillsboro Dairy, with delivery of fresh dairy products and more to your home door. I've had Hillsboro Dairy delivering cold, fresh dairy products and other items to my door for years. 3 main reasons why. It's the convenience, the products are fresh, and the delivery service from the Udder Guy. Nobody does it like the Udder Guy. Every week, we get the C-Teak. Please call him at 701-436-5877. Delivery right to your door from Hillsboro Dairy.
Imagine your life in Hillsboro, a place where neighbors know your name and opportunities are real. Here, you'll find affordable home lots and grants to help you build your future. In Hillsboro, safety, affordability, and community aren't just promises, they're our way of life. With a 24-hour fitness center, a strong school system, a trusted hospital, and a thriving business district, Hillsboro has everything you need to live well. Here, your family is our family, and your future shines bright. Discover Hillsboro, where small-town living means big opportunities.
Top of the 2nd inning here at Costfield in Castleton. 7, 8, 9 batters due up for the Jags as Kai Schnall works ahead on Hoyland. Pitcher versus pitcher here to open things up in the top of the 2nd inning. It's 2-1 Hillsboro Central Valley currently with the advantage. On the Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales scoreboard. Then back to the top of the lineup with Reese Lavig. If someone can get aboard, it's now 0-2. Kai Schnall. There was an error that got Lavig on. Then Davidson hit an RBI double, hit by a pitch from Daniels, and she barreled down with 2 strikeouts and a ground out to get out of the top of the 1st. The 0-2 pitch missing outside. Now 1-2. Burroughs with 5 state tournament appearances in program history. Northern Cass with 1 back in 2018. Here's the pitch on the way, foul back, and we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. HCV, since the turn of the decade, been there in 2023 and 2025 as well. 23 went up back to the Magic City last season up in Fargo for the state tournament. 1-2 pitch is hit, and it's a 1-hopper underneath the shortstop's glove into left center field, making her way to first, around first to second is Hoyland, and Hoyland gets aboard here in the Jags for the 2nd consecutive inning, have their leadoff runner aboard. Hanekamp was there, but couldn't put the glove down all the way to the turf as it just rocketed underneath her. So we'll give that for a double on the way for Hoyland, and you'll see Steinberger, the junior center fielder, stepping up to the plate, and we'll see what the play is on for head coach Mason Rice. Seeing if you maybe try to bunt the runner up or allow Steinberger here to swing away. Chenault, she'll offer, so that'll be a strike. It's 0-1, so you saw exactly what Mason Rice wanted. So the corner infielders coming in with Willison and Chloe Tice. Shortstop is going to cover 3rd, and then the second baseman, Merck, would go cover 1st. Here's the 0-1 offering on the way from Kaya Chenault. The pitch. That'll work outside for a ball. Now 1-1. As Northern Cass trying to see if they can tie or take the lead back here in the top of the 2nd inning. Kaya Chenault with the 1-1 pitch on the way here to Steinberger. Big swing at that one for Annabelle. It's now 1-2. Chenault looking for her 3rd strikeout. Steinberger looking to put the ball in play here and see if good things can happen for Northern Cass. First of 3 games this afternoon and into the early evening hours here on a Friday. The 1-2 It'll work outside for a ball, now 2-2. Steinberger gets into her hitting position, the 2-2. This one will be foul back, and we'll continue it at 2-2 strikes. Skeetson due up, and then back to Reese Lavick here at the top of the lineup again for the Jags. As Kaya Chenault looks at the wristband. A 2-2. That'll work out and throw over the glove of Gazette, goes off her glove. So the Jags will take a free 60 feet, and that's now a full count at 3-2. As the infield comes in, this will be the second full count here for Northern Cass batter against Chenault in the circle this afternoon. Payoff pitch upcoming here for Kaya. That'll be a walk. Nice at bat for Steinberger, and the Jags will have runners at the corners here with nobody out, top of the second. As Gateson, the sophomore second baseman, Eliana, coming up to the plate. Runners at the corners, and this is always in softball, particularly if you have a decent speedster at first with the infield coming in, you just might say, go take second base. It's a easy 60 feet, but if you're the lead runner, got to be careful you don't get picked off, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They'll fake the throw down to second, and smartly staying put will be Hoyland. So Steinberger will scamper into second base here. 1 ball, no strikes as Geetson try to put something through the infield and tie or possibly take the lead here for the Jags. Outfield playing straight away with Kritzberger in center. Here's the 1-0 pitch as the wind starting to pick up just a little bit left to right. That'll be a strike. It's 1-1. Down the left field line, going out to the west. Down the right field line, heading due north. Here with how that's angled in Castleton for Costfield. The 1-1 pitch upcoming from Chenault. Swing and a miss. Ball that just continued to tail away a little bit from Geetson. It's now 1-2. Early on in the season, you've been in the cage, you've been inside in the gym a ton, finally able to get outdoors and get some softball in. The 1-2, swing and a miss, pulls the string one more time, and Kaya Chenault gets her third strikeout of the afternoon, and there's 1 down. As now you go back to top of the lineup here with Reese Lavig. So Lavig back to top of the lineup here again with the flex position in softball. As we'll see it here with Lavig. Reached base on an error her last time up, came in and scored in the first off a Davidson RBI double. First pitch swinging, it's now 0-1. So, interesting point of lineup here for Chenault to try to dance around a little bit. Did a good job minimizing it just to 1 run back in the top half of the first in the circle. As Lavig takes for a ball, it's now 1 ball and 1 strike. A couple track meets here in the month of April as well on yourliveevent.com. Shanley Track and Field Invite and the Joan Holland Classic in Kindred coming up here at the end of the month. As that one will miss outside for a ball. Now 2-1. Check out our complete schedule from baseball, softball, track and field on yourliveevent.com. As Chenault with the 2-1 offering. That'll be a strike at the knee. Now 2-2. Runner at third base is Hoyland. Steinberger stands at second. Infield still in. Chenault looking for her 4th punch out. Lavig looking to see if she can put something to the outfield. The 2-2. Makes the count full. Now 3-2. Third full count here for Northern Cass batter against Kaya Chenault. First time through the lineup, Chenault with 1 1/3 innings of work. 2 hits against, 1 run, a walk, a hit by pitch, and 3 strikeouts. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Chenault gets back-to-back Ks, and there's 2 down here in the top of the second. Davidson hit one to right field able to stay back a little bit on a softball and hit it right down the line for a double. If she can put it in the same spot this time, 2 runs would come in as they'll be off and moving off the swing of the bat with 2 outs. And Chenault, first pitch. That'll work out of the zone. It's now 1-0. Davidson got down 0-2, fouled a couple of off against Chenault, worked a good at-bat, finally got rewarded with that double her last time up in the first. Here's the 1-0. This one will be hit down the right field line, but foul. It's 1-1. A little over an hour from now, we get the baseball diamond going with the Ball Stars making their way, playing against the Central Cass Squirrels at 5 o'clock here in Castleton. We'll be over at the baseball side of the things here in Castleton on Tuesday when they host Sargent County. 1-1 pitch is hit, and that'll be foul again. Now 1-2 and back to the exact same count it was in the first inning. See who wins battle number 2 here between Kaya Chenault and Avery Davidson. 2 hits today for the Jags, both of them extra base hits via doubles. Here's the 1-2 offering here to Davidson. This will be hit to right, and that one will be on a rope into the glove of the right fielder in Miss Audrey Tice. So Tice played that one perfectly. A line drive out here for Davidson, and that'll retire this side. There were no runs across on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. On the Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales scoreboard, we head to the bottom of the second. Burrows lead it by 1.
You can buy beef by the quarter, half or whole beef from Mueller Beef, USDA inspected beef. Fill the freezer. Call Dave Mueller at 701-799-3032 to purchase beef by the quarter, half or whole from Mueller Beef out of Hillsboro. You can buy beef by the quarter, the half or the whole beef from Mueller Beef, USDA inspected beef. Fill the freezer. Call Dave Mueller at 701-799-3032 to purchase beef by the quarter, half or whole from Mueller Beef out of Hillsboro.
People often ask me, why are Hillsboro's Central Valley athletes so successful? Have you seen our fitness center? The weightlifting doesn't stop with our athletics. At Hillsboro Public School, we strive to do difficult things all the time. We help struggling readers read. Our MTSS process makes sure all students are improving. Hillsboro students are challenged to do difficult tasks each day. Please come and check out our school. And if you need a place to exercise, check out our fitness center.
As we head to the bottom of the second inning, it will be 8, 9, and 1 batters due up here for Hillsboro Central Valley with Willison, Merck, and back to the top of the lineup here with Kiera Cassette. If you're just joining us here on YourLiveEvent.com, Avery Davidson with an RBI double to open up the scoring in the top of the first. Burroughs able to tie the game with a Kritzberger RBI single, which played to Kiera Cassette. And then Kritzberger came in and scored off a wild pitch. That's the scoring on the Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales scoreboard. 2-1 Hillsboro Central Valley. Chase Miller with you today here in Castleton. If you're enjoying this game, give us a like on our game link as well. Thank you so much for tuning in for our first of 3 here this afternoon. As kind of has a feeling of a season opening, also mixed in with maybe what feels like a postseason, as there's a nice crowd here. Some bundle up, others in sweatshirts, just basking in the sun so far here on a Friday. Evelyn Willison, the senior first baseman, goes up against Hoyland in her second inning of work, as this one will miss outside. It's 1-0. Hoyland, the sophomore, going up against the senior here in Willison. The 1-0 pitch, that'll miss. It's now 2-0. The Burros with 2 runs on 3 hits. They left 2 runners in scoring position back in the first. As Hoyland right now falls behind Evelyn. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That'll work outside for a ball. It's now 3-0. Masters also going on here this week. I'm going to take a look at the leaderboard after this one. Rory McElroy still on top. 3-0 pitch. That'll be called a strike. It's now 3-1. McElroy with Patrick Reed -6 currently in the lead. Justin Rose a shot back in third at -5. So that's the top of the leaderboard down in Augusta. 3-1. Foul tipped, now 3 and 2 Frozen 4 tomorrow night. UND fell short to Wisconsin last night in Vegas. Wisconsin will go up against Denver, who came back and won in overtime over Michigan. So it'll be actually tomorrow afternoon for puck drop, the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and Hoyland gets the strikeout, her second of the afternoon. One down here on the bottom of the second. Avery Merck, the senior second baseman, will come up to the plate. Borough baseball team was scheduled to host Nelson County tomorrow in Hillsboro, but just because of the moisture in Hillsboro and where the field conditions are, that game's getting moved to Tolna. As that's a high fly ball to right center field, and oh, what a basket catch by Steinberger. Steinberger going away from her into the gap, able to make the underhanded basket catch. Nice play as Merck is retired on the fly ball. Mark that one for maybe one of those defensive web gems a little bit later on here on our post-game show. It sounded good off the bat for Merck, but she's retired. Now back to Kiara Cazzette, the slashing sophomore catcher with a ringing double her last time up to left center. She will take a ball. It's now 1-0. So the Borough baseball team will make their way to Tolna for Coach Ben Nelson and company. It'll be tomorrow going up against the Chargers. Here's the 1-0 offering to Cazzette. As Cazzette will take for a ball, now 2-0. Kiera worked the count full her last time up. Came in with a run scored after a single by Kritzberger to score the first run of the afternoon here for Hillsboro Central Valley. Both teams, region opener, season opener for Northern Cass. That'll work out of the zone. It's now 3-0. And if Cazzette can get aboard, Chloe Tice due up next, and Kritzberger in the hole. Second time through the lineup here for Hillsboro Central Valley against Hoyland. The 3-0, taken all the way. That'll be a strike. It's now 3-1. As the 3-1 pitch upcoming to the sophomore catcher. See if she takes again, or she will hit this one right back up the middle. Cazzette with a nice piece of hitting, a double to left center field, and hits one right up the middle for a single. Kiara Cazzette aboard here for her second time. The Burrows trying to get a little something cooking here on the bottom of the second inning. Fourth hit against Hoyland. Now it's Chloe Tice who worked the count full and struck out back in the first inning. 7 innings of softball unless you get to a mercy rule. As Cazzette going to go to second on the pitch, and she will be in there on a stolen base. So Cazzette gets 60 feet closer to home plate. As that was called a strike to Tice, it's 0-1. But now if Tice can put something on the outfield turf here, would play Cazzette, as she would be off and running with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1. Hit on the ground, that'll be just foul down the third base side. Murch was there, she played it perfectly as the ball just kept going foul. Now 0-2. Hoyland went with a little off-speed pitch, got Tice out in front. See what Chloe can do here now, battling 0-2. Hoyland looking for her third strikeout of the afternoon. 0-2 pitch, and again that'll go foul. Look out up the third base side into the Northern Cass dugout. So having to battle right now is Tice, seeing if she can put something in play and maybe square a softball up somewhere. As Hoyland with the 0-2. Foul tipped. We'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. Top of the third for Northern Cass due up will be the heart of the lineup in Daniels, Golster, and Murch, the 3, 4, and 5 batters here for Northern Cass. The 0-2 offering upcoming. And the pitch. That'll work out of the zone. Good job by Davidson to make that snow cone catch and keep Cazzette at second base. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That'll be hit foul up the first base line. We'll keep it at 1-2. First pitch of this game at 3:06 this afternoon. As Hoyland takes a look at the wristband and the 1-2 offering. We hit down the right field line, slicing foul into a little bit of snow. We'll keep it at 1-2. Rock around in the area here of Castleton. You get one or two maybe nice days, especially if it gets to where it's supposed to, 50s and 60s, maybe a little rain. Most of the snow will be gone. You go to Lisbon, there's still a lot of snow around. They had 18 inches over the weekend of snow between Thursday and alongside Saturdays. This one's going to be a fair ball, or do they call it foul? They'll say it's going to be a fair ball that goes out of the field of play. So that was a rocket that went right to Murch. It hopped off of her inside heel, and then it took a big bounce and went over the wall down the left field line. So it'll be an RBI double here for Chloe Tice. So Tice able to get a run driven in. Kira Kazette will score her second run of the game, and the Burros have a 2-run advantage. So bottom of the second, 3-1. That one was a one-hopper and scolded by Tice. Murch just saw it go off of her foot on the inside and took a secondary bounce and will bounce over the wall for a RBI here for Chloe. Taking a first pitch strike will be Kritzberger. Kritzberger got the first run driven in of the afternoon here for Hillsboro Central Valley. As the 0-1 offering, this will be hit on the ground, and that'll be a foul ball underneath the glove of Murch, but that was in foul territory. Now it'll be 0-2. Fifth batter of the inning for Hillsboro Central Valley, a strikeout, a flyout, a single stolen base by Kazette, then a RBI double here for Chloe Tice has allowed the Burros to put their third run across on this Friday afternoon. The 0-2 will be blocked. That'll be 1 ball and 2 strikes. Venue's been active the last handful of years, hosting Region 1 softball. 2 years ago, hosted the EDC softball tournament out here in Castleton as well. Here's the 1-2. This will be hit on the ground. Tough play for the first baseman. Backhands. It makes a good play for Golster to Gietzen. Gietzen able to cover first base. So that'll go 3-4 on the putout, and Kritzberger is retired. But a run does come across on 2 hits. There were no errors of the runner left on base. We play 2 today on the Golden Harvest Timp Gazette Seat Sale scoreboard. Burros lead it by 2.
The Hillsboro Vets Club thanks you for your support of their activities and events. Stop in and to check out their new menu. Enjoy the Vets Club appetizers every Wednesday from 5 till 7. And as I've said many times, they have the best roasted chicken around. Enjoy roasted chicken every Saturday from 5:30 till 7:30. Get there early because sometimes it's gone early because it is the best roasted chicken. Fries and coleslaw also available with this meal every Saturday. Dine in or take out. The Hillsboro Vets Club.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot of water.
No! Jeez Louise!
This system is packing 70-mile-per-hour winds, golf ball-sized hail, and a fast drop in temperature.
Oh, jeez. Dave and Cheryl's kitchen started on fire.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, geez, let's take a look.
Oh, geez, moments happen. Be ready with Irie Insurance.
As we head 3, 4, and 5 batters here to the top of the third for Northern Cass, and Courtney Daniels will take a first pitch ball. It's now 1-0. Daniels hit by a pitch for the sophomore designated player, her first time up. Golster with a strikeout and Murch with a strikeout as well. Kai Chenault, third inning of work. This one is hit down the right field line, slicing foul, and that'll go out of play. It's 0-1. Fugelstein in left with Kritzberger in center. Audrey Tice has been active so far in right. Willison, the first baseman, with Merck, the second baseman. Hannah Camp at shortstop with Chloe Tice at third, and Kazette behind the plate. Kai Chenault again in the circle here for the Burros. The 1-1. That'll be out of the zone on the off speed. Now 2-1. Region 1 counter. That'll go toward your seed line, and a lot more region games for these teams this year, all the way up to 11 teams in the region. This is hit right back to the pitcher. Chenault able to field her position in the circle, 1-3 on the putout, and Daniels is retired, and there's one down. as Gulster struck up her last time up here for Chelsea. Look at this lineup here for Northern Cass, a handful of seniors, 4 of them. All for the Burros, about in that same category here in terms of a senior class of 4 of them this year, which means some juniors and sophomores, freshmen. Maybe every now and then you might see a middle schooler out there playing a little softball, as this one is fouled back to the backstop. It's 0-1 throughout the course of the season. Northern Cass scheduled to play Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday next week. A week from now, they'll be down in Sioux Falls at a tournament. 2 of the 3 games, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, Region 1 opponents. The 0-1, that'll work out of the zone. It's now 1 ball and 1 strike. As the Jags trying to see if they can get a base runner on, as they've left 4 on so far through 2 innings, as this one is hit foul. It's 1-2. In the first, they had runners at second and third with no outs. Well, first and second, then eventually got to second and third with 1 out, but couldn't bring them in. And then back in the second inning, same situation where they got runners at second and third with no outs and couldn't bring them in. So Kai Schnault has worked her way through a couple of situations that could have maybe been a 2-3 run inning that was minimized to just 1 in the first, no runs in the second. Schnault has retired 3 straight, looking to make it 4 straight here against Gulster. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Schnault gets a strikeout, her 5th. 2 down here in the 3rd inning. 2 strikeouts in the first, 2 strikeouts in the second, and 1 here in the 3rd. Macy Murch worked the count full, but struck out looking back in the 1st inning. Batter number 5 here in the lineup for Coach Rice, says the Burros looking for a tidy top half of the 3rd. As this will be out of the zone, now 1 ball and no strikes. Fan of racing on the radio, well, we'll have that for you from the Norman County Raceway again coming up throughout the summer months. May will be on Friday nights. About a month away from that going on in Ada. This is a fly ball, towering fly to left. Fugelston takes a couple of steps in, and that'll be a 1-2-3. First 3 up, 3 down here in this contest. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's still 3-1 Burros on your LiveVet.com.
This is Austin Reed with Dakota Heritage Bank. At Dakota Heritage Bank, we have a strong background in ag and business lending, but we can also help with any auto, recreational, personal, or home loans, including home equity lines of credit. If you're in need of a loan, visit us at one of our locations across North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota. Dakota Heritage Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Dakota Heritage Bank, sharing our heritage, sharing our future.
Are you wondering which seeds to buy for your farm and who do you buy from? Make one call to Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia, 701-430-1149. Pioneer corn and soybean seed, sunflower and canola seed, AgriPro and Lima grain wheat seed, plus SeedX sugar beet seed, all proven to deliver results. Call Rocky, Nedham Seeds Caledonia, 701-430-1149. Your farm, your future, your seed partner.
Region 1 softball here tonight or this afternoon here on yourliveevent.com on the Golden Harvest Tim Gazette seed sales scoreboard. 3-1 Burros over the Jags. Kaya Schnault, Emerson Fugelsteen, and Hanekamp due up here for HCV. The 4, 5, and 6 batters. 3rd inning of work for Hoyland in the circle. First pitch swinging is Schnault. That'll go foul. It's 0-1. Kaya with a ground out her last time up to the second baseman Gietzen back in the 1st inning. Hoyland so far 2 innings of work, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, a walk and 2 strikeouts. As this is foul back again, it's 0-2. Northern Cass 1 run across in the first, scoreless since then. HCV 2 runs in the first and 1 run in inning number 2 so far as we start the bottom half of the 3rd. The 0-2 is hit down the left field line, and this one will be caught by the left fielder in Hovdenes. Fly ball 1 down here in the inning. As Fugelsteen, the freshman left fielder, got her way on a base on balls back in the 1st inning, worked the count full, and was stranded at third base here for HCV. Second time to the plate for the freshman. This one will be out of the zone. It's now 1-0. Any pitching changes that we have throughout the course of the day brought to you in part by Brad Richter. Brad Richter at Nodak Insurance for all your insurance questions. With sales associate Nick Preston in Mayville, Brad Richter in Hillsboro. See Trail County agents with answers. Again, that is Brad Richter with Nodak Insurance Company. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way. The freshman left fielder against the sophomore in Hoyland. The 1-1. Bunted up the third base line. This one will be a fair ball as it was hit by Murch, who lost her balance. And it would have been close to maybe tailing into foul territory, but once it hits the infielder in fair territory, that is going to be a fair ball, and Fugelstein gets aboard. Even if that was a good barehanded play by Murch to try to get the runner, I'm not sure she would have got Emerson at first base regardless. That was a nice bunt. Camp comes up, and this one will be hit to the left fielder. And for the Burros, back-to-back batters get aboard here, and runners at first and second here in the bottom of the third inning as Hattlestead will come up to the plate. First pitch swinging there for Brooklyn, and the freshman shortstop with a double and a single today gets aboard for her second time. Now it's to Hattlestead, who grounded out to the pitcher her last time up to end the first. First pitch swinging goes right back to Hoyland, makes the easy play at first, almost goes down like a sacrifice bunt. One, make that 2 down here, 1-3 on the putout. Fugelstein will go to third. Camp goes to second. And if you're Sam Hoyland, you're 1 pitch away from getting out of a little bit of a pickle here in the third. Willison worked the count full, struck out to open up the second. First pitch swinging, hits a little 3 grounder there to Golster, and the Burros, 3 consecutive batters swing at the first pitch, and that'll retire the side 3 unassisted. There were no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. We played 3 today here in Castleton. Hillsboro Central Valley leads by 2.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more.
Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today. And we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Common doesn't do the extra reps. Common doesn't push the limits. And Common doesn't do all of that before the sun is up. We work harder than anyone else when no one is watching, so that when everyone is watching, we're ready to answer the call. Discover your uncommon side with the North Dakota Army National Guard.
Top of the fourth inning, Hovdenes, Hoyland, and Steinberger to the plate. First pitch swinging. This one is going to be right up the third base line. Barehanded, not in time. And I don't know what it is about the first pitch swings, but 4 straight batters have swung at the first pitch. 2 of them have gone aboard. Hovdenes, the senior left fielder, with an infield single. And for the Burros, this will be the first runner since Steinberger earned a walk in the second. Cashno, 6 straight batters retired until that infield single there by Hovdenes. As this is a swing and a miss by Hoyland. Hoyland with a double her last time up. Northern Cass with 2 hits today. Both have been extra base hits. One by Avery Davidson, the other by Miss Steinberger. Annabelle at the plate as Northern Cass brings a tying run up here in the fourth. That'll work outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. High school softball, 7 innings. Unless you get to that mercy rule, trying to see 10 after 5 or 20 runs after 3. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way here to the number 7 batter. Hoyland hits one in the air, and that's going to be a fair ball. And the Jags play stationary softball here, able to move up 60 feet. It's going to be Hovdenes. Hoyland gets aboard. And for Northern Cass, they will bring the go-ahead run now to the plate in Steinberger. So Hovdenes at second, Hoyland at first. Steinberger able to see this one here. Steinberger with a walk her last time up and a stolen base. As this one's going to be hit in the air, that's going to be a tough play. The second baseman, Merck, comes in, does a nice job gloving that one. Had a little backspin on it. 4-3 on the putout, so Hovdenes will make her way to third. Hoyland goes to second. One down here, and Kai Chenault has worked out of some jams here in the first and the second and looking to do the same here in the fourth as Geetson, the number 9 batter, digs in now as the infield will check in for the Burros. Geetson with a strikeout her last time up. Here's the pitch. That'll miss outside for a ball. It's now 1-0. Then back to Reese Lavick here at the top of the lineup for Northern Cass. Contest that's nearing the 1 hour mark here today in Castleton. Region 1 softball on yourliveevent.com. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Now 1-1. Kai Chenault 3 1/3. She's given up so far. 4 hits, a run against, walk, 1 hit batter, and 5 strikeouts. Now it's 1-2 and got Geetson last time. One that was kind of tailing out of the zone a little bit. See if she goes back to it here. Working ahead 1-2, looking for out number 2 of the inning. Tailing out of the zone just like the first time, as that will be a strikeout. Geetson's retired. 2 down here in the top of the fourth. Lavig reached base on an error with a run scored in the first and struck out after working the count full in the second. Jags looking for something to go up the middle and tie this game up. Chenault looking to leave a couple more runners in scoring position as Lavig takes a good rip at it. It's 0-1. 5th batter of the inning. A single by Hovdenes, a single by Hoyland. Ground out by Steinberger, a strikeout by Geetson, and we'll see what Lavig has in store here for Northern Cass. Here's the 0-1. As that'll work outside. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. As Lavig, see if she can get aboard at least, even with a walk, and bring up Avery Davidson, the catcher. As this will work inside, maybe looking for a little squeeze play, as that'll be a good job by Lavig, not offering. It's now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike here to the senior shortstop. And Sky Chenault left 2 runners in scoring position back in the first and in the second. Trying to do that here in the fourth. Here's the 2-1. Lavig does a good job not chasing after that one. It's 3-1. Second time Lavig has worked the count to a 3-ball count here. See how aggressive she's right now with the hitter's count. Chenault with the 3-1 pitch. Lavig taking all the way. That'll be a strike. Clips the corner. Works the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hovdenes at third. Hoyland stands at second. Chenault and Lavig. Who's going to win this battle? Here's the payoff pitch from Kaya Chenault. 3-2, and Chenault wins it for her 7th strikeout of the afternoon. There were no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left. Chenault has left 6 runners in scoring position today in the circle. We head to the bottom half of the inning. It's Hillsboro Central Valley 3, Northern Cass 1.
Our Savior's Lutheran Church in Hillsboro, North Dakota invites you to experience the love of God. Our Savior supports all youth with academics, athletics, music, art, dance, and drama, and offer meaningful opportunities for people of all ages. Join us for worship at 8:30 or 10:30 each Sunday morning, in person or watch on television, HTC Channel 34, or online, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or at oslchillsboro.com.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
We come back here to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's Hillsboro Central Valley 3, Northern Cass 1 on the Golden Harvest Tim Cassette Seed Sales scoreboard. 9-1, 2 batters up here for the Burros with Merck leading things off, and she will take down low for a ball. It's 1-0. Merck flew out to the center fielder Steinberger, who made a basket catch in right center field, probably the best web gem of the game so far. As we have reached the midway point of this contest, it's now 2-0. Burrows looking to see if they can stretch this one out a little bit, as Northern Cass has threatened against Chenault, but just haven't been able to put the big crooked number up, where the Burros immediately answered after being down by 1 in the top of the first inning with 2 runs in the bottom of the first and haven't trailed since. 2-0 pitch, called the strike. It's now 2-1. Hoyland so far, 3 innings of work. 7 hits against, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Here's the 2-1 offering from Sam. That'll miss. It's now 3-1. Northern Cass will have a quick turnaround as they will play Central Cass next here in Castleton. The Burros will have a game in between before they play the Lobos of Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, and Edgeley. 3-1. Going to be hit on the ground. That'll go right back to Hoyland. Hoyland has to pick it up in time. Yes! A little stretch there by Golster. After she tried to pick it up with the glove, then she had to barehand it. Was wondering if that was going to be enough, but able to retire Avery Merck here. 1-3 on the putout, and there's 1 down. As Kira Cassette with a double, a run scored, a single, a stolen base, and a run scored today. A sophomore catcher. We said filling in for some big shoes in the Class B Senior Athlete of the Year in Peyton Quam, and so far, no problem for the sophomore. And I'll offer at that one. It's 0-1. Third time through the lineup here for the Burros against Sam Hoyland. The 0-1 offering on the way. This one is hitting the air. That'll go to center. Steinberger comes in, makes the catch. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth inning as Chloe Tice will come up. Tice with an RBI double. It was a frozen rope that went off the inside ankle of the third baseman Murch, and then took 1 hop and went over the fence into foul territory for an RBI double her last time up here for Chloe. 2 down here in the fourth. As this will go out of the zone now, 1-0, as Hoyland looking for her first 3 up, 3 down inning here. And then you get to the top of the fifth, where you'll have Davidson, Daniels, and Golster, 2, 3, 4 batters due up here for Northern Cass. The 1-0 offering, that's a good one. It's now 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to the sophomore third baseman with Chloe Tice. And the pitch. This will be hit right over the pitcher. The shortstop makes the play, but not in time for Lavig. Lavig did a good job of getting behind the softball there, but a perfectly executed swing by Tice for an infield single. And the Burros looking to see if they can get a little 2-out rally going here in the fourth inning. Right over Sam Hoyland, who really didn't have a chance at it by the time it took that second bounce for Lavig to get behind the softball. Chloe Tice too quick. She's on with an infield single here in the fourth. Tice will try to get into scoring position and does. This will be 1 ball and no strikes here to Kritzberger. Kritzberger 1 of 2 today with a run scored and a run driven in for the senior center fielder. Batter number 3 in the lineup here for the Burros. This one nearly went off the kneecap. It's now 2-0. It's Hillsboro Central Valley looking to see if they can add on to their 2-0 lead so far, or their 2-run lead with a possible another run here in the inning. And going to third base on the way will be Kritzberger. It's now 3-0. So 3 balls, no strikes with 2 outs as Tice got a single, made her way to second, now made her way to third here. We'll see this one coming, and if Kritzberger can get on, Kaya Chenault due up next. Kritzberger taking all the way on a 3-0 count. It's now 3-1. Whoever wins this game gets to 1-0 in the region. Loser drops to 0-1 early on. Jags then back to a Region 1 contest later, and the same for the Burros against the Lobos. 3-1 pitch, missing low, 5-pitch walk for Kritzberger. A second free pass for Hoyland. Runners at the corners, 2 down, and Kaya Chenault 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a fly out. Her last time up hit a fly ball to left fielder in Hovdenes back in the top of the 3rd inning. So Chloe Tice at third base, Kritzberger at first. Hoyland 1 pitch away from getting out of the jam and taking a strike, and Davidson defensive indifference will allow Kritzberger to scamper to second base. It'll be 0-1. Main focus for the Jags right now is Kai Chenault at the plate. Get her out, get to the top of the 5th. If Chenault can get aboard, she'll take a ball. It's 1-1. You'll see Fugelstein due up next. Do have a base to play with here if you're Hoyland. Don't want to give Kai Chenault anything too good to handle for the senior pitcher. Cleanup batter here for the Boros. There's a good swing, but just underneath it, it's now 1-2. Mackenzie Iverson, coach here for the Burros, alongside with Corey Erickson helping out again here for HCV. Let's speak with Mackenzie Iverson. Just excited to get the girls back on some playing surface here. The 1-2 pitch in on the ground. Lavig with a nice throw over across the diamond to Golster. Good play there by the shortstop. 6-3 on the putout, and the Burros are retired. There were no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and you saw 2 runners left on base. We head to the 5th inning. It's still 3-1 Hillsboro Central Valley on your LiveVet.com.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at PurpleWave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
River's Edge Insurance Agency, Halstead, 218-456-2172.
Keep going, more.
The story of this game, if you're just joining us, is runners left on base and in scoring position between these two teams as Northern Cass comes up 2, 3, and 4 batters with their catcher Davidson. First pitch swinging, hits this one foul. It's 0-1. Northern Cass has left 6 runners on base in scoring position so far here this afternoon. All 6 again in scoring position. The Burros, they've left 7 on base. All 7 also have been in scoring position today for Hillsboro Central Valley. But in the top of the 5th inning, Kaya Chenault on for her 5th inning of work against Davidson. Davidson, 1 of 2 today, hits one up in the air. That'll go to short right field. The center fielder, Kritzberger, on her horse, comes in and makes the play. Good job by Kritzberger. She had to track that one down here in the top of the 5th inning as Courtney Daniels, 0 for 1 today with a hit by pitch, will step up. Kaya Chenault able to retire now. 4 consecutive batters with Daniels, coming up. It's now 0-1. Chenault, 7 strikeouts so far through 4 1/3. As the Jags have able to get on base today, just haven't been able to get that one big hit with a runner in scoring position. As this one is hit foul, it's now 0-2. Northern Cass right back in action again after this one wraps up against Central Cass. That was scheduled for a 4:30 first pitch. Will be a little bit later after that. Here's the 0-2 offering by Chenault. Hit on the ground. That'll be down the third baseline. It's a fair ball. Making her way to first. We'll see if she tries to go for 2. She will not. So Daniels is on, though, with a 1-out single. And a runner on here for Northern Cass. As the designated player gets aboard. is coming up to the plate now. Here will be Gulster here for Northern Cass, as Chelsea will be coming up for the sophomore. 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts. Murch, the on-deck batter here for the Jags, with Daniels at first. Tying run to the plate. Hits one on the ground, as this will be going to the lead runner and in time. Well, that's a dangerous play sometimes by the third baseman, but Chloe Tice made that look easy. Backhanded it, able to plant her right foot and throw a P right to Merck covering at second base. So reaching on a fielder's choice will be Gulster, and there's going to be 2 down as Murch 0 for 2 comes up. Murch sees that one out of the zone. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Still to come on our post-game show, we'll get to our Enbridge Player of the Game, Halstead Telephone Company connection. That and more, and we'll have a modified post-game and get you ready for the Jags and the Squirrels a little bit later on here this afternoon. 1-0 pitch, clips the inside portion of the plate. It's now 1-1. So Davidson flew out to center, a single by Daniels, a fielder's choice by Gulster, and that's where we have 2 down with a runner on here in the 5th. As Kaya Chenault has the 1-0 pitch. This would be swing and a miss. It's now 1-2. Also, we'll see for the first time their season opener of Lamore Litchell, Marion Edgley as well for their first varsity game. They got 30 kids out between 7th and seniors this year for softball. Their first year for softball program, as that one just off the plate now, 2-2. Coming up next, we'll see the 7-time state champ and defending champ in Central Cass, already at 3-0 here on the season. Playing the Jags next. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Murch. A work outside for a full count. It's now 3-2. So a full count in the first, second, third, and now here in the make that the 4th, and now here in the 5th. Going on the pitch will be Gulster. The payoff pitch. Strike 3 looking, and Kai Chenault gets her 8th strikeout of the afternoon. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We played 4.5 today on the Golden Harvest Timp Gazette Seed Sales scoreboard. Burrows lead it by 2.
What was that? Is that Top Insurance?
No, I'm pretty sure it's Toop Insurance.
Maybe Toupee. Could be Toupee.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or Taupe Insurance, maybe?
I don't think so.
Say it right. That's T-O-O-P. That's Taupe.
Oh, it's Taupe. That's Taupe Insurance in Castleton. Get in touch with Ryan today for a quote or review of your policies.
If you have concern or questions about the mental health of yourself or a loved one, Trail District Health Unit's Credible Mind platform offers convenient and confidential resources to help inform you about mental well-being. Credible Mind offers 21 different assessments to guide you in your mental health journey, from sleep quality and burnout to anxiety and depression. To get started today and learn about your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health, visit traildistricthealthunit.crediblemmind.com.
High school softball here today on YourLiveEvent.com, broadcasting from the Farmers Union Insurance Ryan Opdahl Agency broadcast booth at 701-436-5777. Get in touch with Ryan Opdahl in Hillsboro, downtown Hillsboro, from home to business, life, and more. Again, with Farmers Union Insurance, Ryan Opdahl Agency. As we see Fugelston, Hanekamp, and Hattlestead due up here for Hillsboro Central Valley. Hoyland on for her 5th inning of work, as that'll work on the inside and miss for a ball. The Burros looking to see if they can stretch out this 2-run lead a little bit here against Northern Cass. Get a little insurance run or 2 here in the 5th. Hoyland, let's see if she can put up another goose egg up on the board, as this one will work outside, now 3-0. Emerson's been a little thorn in Sam's side today with a full count walk in the 1st and a single back in the 3rd. There's the 3-0 pitch here to the number 5 batter in the Burrow lineup. Hoyland able to hit that for a strike, gets 3-1. All the runs early on, 3 runs combined in the 1st. Burrows put 1 up in the 2nd. Since then, it's been scoreless softball here today in Castleton. Here's the 3-1 offering to the freshman, as this will be hit up the first base side. That'll go foul. It's 3-2. So far, 2 players that have kind of put themselves maybe as a player of the game candidate. Kaya Chenault for Hillsboro Central Valley. Kara Kazette as well. What she's been able to do for one a senior, the other a sophomore. Here's the 3-2 as this is hit on the rope, and a nice glove there by Lavig at shortstop. Lavig's been busy today, and she's been as advertised for the senior shortstop. Line drive, and Emerson is retired. 1 down here in the 5th. Honekamp, the freshman shortstop, been on board twice with a double and a single here this afternoon. First pitch swinging right back up the middle and able to get on board for her 3rd time here for Brooklyn. And the Burros get a runner on here in the bottom of the 5th. As now it's Kobe Hattlestead. Hattlestead 0 for 2, bottom third of the lineup so far for the Burros today. A combined 0 for 6. If someone can get a base knock here, maybe open up the game a little bit for HCV. As this one will get by the catcher, Davidson, but running on the pitch again was Honekamp as Brooklyn will go to second base. And we'll get into scoring position now for Hillsboro Central Valley. As Hattlestead, the designated player, will bat with a hitter's count, 1 ball, no strikes. Sam Hoyland with the pitch. This one will be a one-hopper back to the pitcher. They get the out there at first, and the opportunity to try to get 2 not in time as Honekamp will slide into third, but Hattlestead's retired 1-3 for the 3rd time this afternoon. 2 down. Burrows will take the 60 feet of real estate. Northern Cass will take the 2nd out of the inning. And now it's to Evelyn Willison. Willison takes a strike, gets 0-1. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout back in the 2nd inning after working the count full. Large Insurance run stands at 3rd. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. It's now 0-2. Merck due up next and back to the top of the lineup. Well, for the Jags, it'll be 6, 7, and 8 batters with Emma Hovdenis due up here in the 6th. The 0-2 from Hoyland. That'll miss down low. Now 1-2. Nice block by Davidson behind the plate. Here's the 1-2 offering on the way to Willison. That'll be a one-hopper, and they will get the for sure out. Good job by Davidson pointing to first to let Hoyland know, hey, don't throw it home. Get the force and the retire the side at first base. 1-3 on the putout. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a runner left. We played 5 today here in Castleton. Still 3-1 Burrows on your liveevent.com.
West Main Pizza is serving you from Ada and the Rail District location in Dilworth. The tradition of West Main Pizza continues. Pizza, calzones, wings, subs, salads, and more. Lunch, dinner, family meals, and business meeting orders. When you're in town or driving through, visit West Main Pizza. For daily specials, visit West Main Pizza Ada and Rail District Dilworth Facebook pages. Order by phone or westmainpizza.net. Both locations open daily at 11 a.m., serving the delicious West Main Pizza menu items you enjoy. West Main Pizza, Ada and the Rail District Dilworth.
High school softball today here on your liveevent.com. Chase Miller with you here from Castlefield and Castleton. Still our first of 3 games. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in. Fingers crossed we get back to some more baseball and softball Monday and Tuesday as well here for the complete schedule. Check out our website, yourliveevent.com. Check out our social platforms as well for the Spring Sports Guide. A nice way to hear from area coaches, see what they have to say about their respective players and the teams in the region here this season. As that one is a towering fly ball to Honekamp as Hovdenis is retired on 1 pitch for the pop-out. And there's 1 down. Sam Hoyland, and it goes to Steinberger here again for Northern Cass. Hoyland been on base twice with a single and a double today for the Jags. Contest just over 80 minutes old here in Castleton. The pitch I'll be called for a ball just missing. It's now 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. This will be fisted up the first base line, and that'll be foul. A 1 ball and 1 strike. Cashing out so far 5 1/3 innings of work. 5 hits against, 1 run, hit by pitch, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That'll miss low, 2-1. Third game of the season for Hillsboro Central Valley. Season opener again for Northern Cass. 2-1 pitch hit in the air. That'll be a fly ball. Kritzberger will come in on the Central Cass emblem. That one for Kritzberger. Thought she maybe had a little bit more room with it as that kind of just died at the end, and Kritzberger had to make a sliding catch. Sometimes off the bat as an outfielder, you think it's going to be a little bit farther, and then by the time Kritzberger realized that one is coming down to the turf a little bit sooner, able to slide and make the catch. 2 up, 2 down. Now it's to Steinberger, and the Jags are down to their final 4 outs of the contest. Now Steinberger now 0-1. Steinberger will dig in here. I'll put the sweatshirt on this time at the plate. 0-for-1 with the walk. She'll take a strike. It's now 0-2. Geetson due up next and back to the top of the lineup here for Northern Cass. Now for the Burros, bottom half of the frame, it'll be 9-1 and 2 batters here for HCV. As this one is hit right back up the middle. Hanekamp, the shortstop, plates it, flips it over to Wilson to retire this side. It's a second time a 3-up, 3-down inning here for Chenalton, the Circle. We played 5.5 today in Castleton. Burros lead up by 2.
Right Implement in Hillsboro. 701-636-5692 for shop and field service, farm equipment sales, repair on all equipment in the field, on the farm, and in the shop with Right Implement in Hillsboro. 701-636-5692. Check out Right Implement for farm equipment, repair, and service of equipment and all trucks on Caledonia Avenue in Hillsboro. Right Implement, 701-636-5692.
Here's a message from Tim Cassette, Golden Harvest Seed Sales in the Hillsboro area. When it comes to your operations needs, they want to hear from you, which is why they're committed to listening first. From farmer-focused R&D teams to their Gold Series soybeans and game-changing corn products to the insights shared through the Illuminate digital platform, everything offered is an answer to what they learned from you. For Golden Harvest corn and soybean seed, visit with Tim Cassette Seed Sales Hillsboro, 701-430-0877.
High school softball today here in Castleton from Coss Field. You'll have the 9-1 and 2 batters due up. Avery Merck with Kira Cassette and Chloe Tice here. For the Burros, they're hoping this is the last time they're at the plate. That means they'll pick up a win and get to 3-0 on the season, as this is a fly ball hit to right, and this will go, and Starr is unable to make the play as she was coming to try to get the basket catch. That one just was never in the glove as it kind of hit more of the feet area. So Starr does a good job seeing that one come in and playing it in front of her. As if it gets by Starr, that's easily a double, if not maybe a little bit more for Merck. So runners on to start the inning here for Hillsboro Central Valley. And then a E9 on the play as Cassette will take one for a ball. It's now 1-0. And Cassette, a slasher, can also be someone that's dangerous. If you're going to be a slash hitter, you know you can work the bat well. Also maybe a drag bunt or trying to move the runner into scoring position, because that will take back for another ball. And if Oyland doesn't throw a strike, because that will easily just say, I'll take a walk as well to move the runner to second base. 2 balls, no strikes. Davidson behind the plate with Murch at third base, about a good 10 feet in down the third base line. 2-0 will be called a strike. The snap throw back to first, not in time. It's 2-1. Gulster at first with Geetson at second. Lavig stands at short. Hovness in left, Steinberger in center, and the aforementioned Starr in right here for Northern Cass. 2 balls and a strike. As Cassette with a nice bunt up the third base line, and the third baseman, Murch, smartly says, let that one have a little legs on it, let it roll. Otherwise, I'm not sure if you would have got Kiera at first. I'll make it An even count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. You're darned if you do, you're darned if you don't as a third baseman in that situation. If you go play it and try to get the runner at first, if you don't make a good throw, it could possibly be a runner now is at third or possibly scoring. If you let it roll like she did there, got the benefit to be a strike. Here's a 2-2. Gazette hits one right back to Hoyland. Hoyland trying to get the lead runner, unable to do so. Hoyland looked at first and tried to get the lead runner, almost like a quarterback in the pocket looking at the first option to the fourth option, and there will be an error on the play on the throwing error by Hoyland. So runners at first and second, and the Burros threatening here in the bottom of the second inning. Hoyland did a good job, though, going to first, and if it would have been a clean throw at second base, it would have been a bang-bang play. Now it goes to Chloe Tice. Tice with the bunt, perfectly executed. Hoyland picks this one up, and this will go off the runner as coming in to score is going to be Merck. Gazette makes her way to third base, takes a big turn, and so far the small ball for the Burros, and they get a run across. It's 4-1. It's unfortunate there from a Northern Cass perspective, as it's a 4-1 contest now. First run since the bottom of the second. As coming in to score will be Merck. As Merck comes in. I got Gazette standing at third base, and Chloe Tice stands at second. That one just looked like, from our vantage point, just grazed the runner there, and Chloe Tice going up the first base line, and as that did, just got away from Gulster at first. So a handful of errors in the inning has allowed the Burros to take a 3-run advantage, and now with some additional insurance at third and second base with Kritzberger due up. Kritzberger 1 of 2 today with a single, a run driven in, and a run scored with a walk. Ground out back in the second. As that one misses out of the zone, it's 1-0. And so for the Burros, put the ball in play, trying to see if they can get runners advanced and put the ball in play. Good things can happen at times. Force the defense to make a play in front of you. Here's the 1-0. This will be hit on the ground to the third baseman, Merck. Merck now will have the lead runner in a pickle here in Gazette. Gazette kind of looking as it goes to Davidson. Davidson throws it to Lavig. Lavig goes to Hoyland. Hoyland here trying to chase Gazette down with the tag in time. They do get the out. Now the runner at second base, and Tice going to easily scamper back. But good job by Northern Cass to get the lead runner out. And there's one down. So good job by Murch, immediately looking across and seeing where that was going to go. Found it to Davidson. Back to Lavig, then to Hoyland. So that goes 5-2 to 6-1 on the putout. As this one able to get up the third base line, runners will move up on the wild pitch. So Kritzberger stands at second base. Tice at third. Still one down and a 1-0 count here to Kaya Chenault. Chenault 0 for 3 today, looking to tattoo one somewhere and put up a crooked number in the inning for the Burros. 2-0, done a nice job so far in the circle, though, for Chenault. And with Sam Hoyland falls behind the count. Here's a 2-0 pitch, hit to the second baseman. Geetson able to make the good play there to not allow the softball to get into right. A run does come in, though, for Chloe Tice. Chenault is retired, a run driven in. 4-3 on the putout. Kritzberger will scamper to third. There's 2 down, and the Burros now take a 5-1 advantage. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Fugelston. It's one to Lavig at shortstop. Lavig quickly gets it over to the first baseman to retire the side. 6-3 on the putout. But 2 runs come across here for the Burros. They'll score 2 runs, no hits. There were 3 errors and a runner left on base. We played 6 today on the Golden Harvest Tim Gazette Seed Sales scoreboard. Burros up by 4.
Ready to make a true impact on the farm? Introducing the HDSR series of staggered rippers from Degelman Industries. At the heart of the machine is the HDSR's staggered two-row setup, which allows for better trash flow and lower draft than an inline ripper. Featuring a shorter implement contour length, easier transport, and better compaction shattering ability than the competitors. The HDSR series from Degelman Industries is engineered tough. Visit our website for more information.
High school softball today here on YourLiveEvent.com as the Jags are down to their final two. Make that 3 outs. You're down by 4. Geetson, Lovig, and Davidson. Good news for Northern Cass is they found runners to get on base. The bad news, they just haven't got that big hit so far against Kaya Schnault, who has stranded 7 runners with 6 of them being in scoring position. Hillsboro Central Valley 5, Northern Cass 1 here. Due up next, we'll get to a modified post-game, pregame show and get you ready for the Jags and the Squirrels as well for game 2 out of our 3 games here this Friday afternoon. First pitch swinging on the way as Northern Cass with a pinch hitter is going to be Bristol Backstrom, the freshman. So Backstrom comes up to the plate here to open up the 7th inning in for Geetson. Backstrom falls behind, 0-1. Now takes a strike, it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes here as Sky Schnault looking to have a complete game if she can find a way to get 3 more outs here for Hillsboro Central Valley. The 0-2 pitch, a 1-hop to Gazette behind the plate, who's had herself a nice game both behind the dish and also what she's been able to do offensively here. 1-2 pitch for Kaya Schnault, looking for her 9th strikeout in the circle today. There it is, 9th strikeout for Kaya Schnault. And there's 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. As you see, Reese Lavig, who's 0 for 3 today. Reached base on an error back in the first with a run scored with 2 strikeouts. Avery Davidson is the on-deck batter. Here's the 0-1 pitch upcoming. Looking to bunt was Lavig. She'll take it back. It's now 1-0. She went across, so it's 0-1, excuse me. The pitch, not going through the zone that time. Now 1 ball in 1 strike. Northern Cass down to their final 2 outs as head coach here and Mason Rice going to talk things over with his leadoff batter and Reese Lavig. Kaya Schnault so far today has spread out the chances for Northern Cass. They have 5 hits across, 1 walk and a hit by pitch. So she's done a good job just not allowing it to be 3-4 hits in an inning that has maybe compounded one particular spot where you give up 3 or 4 runs in one frame. Here's the 1-1. There's going to be a bunt, and that'll be foul. It's now 1-2. So Lavig down to her final strike of the at-bat. Davidson on deck, and then Daniels, Galster, and Murch hoping to find a way to get aboard, because if they can hit, that means Northern Cass will have a chance to continue the 7th inning here. Game that's nearly getting to the 90-minute mark here in Castleton. Check that, nearly the 1 hour and 40-minute mark. As that'll work outside for a ball now, 2-2. Northern Cass, Central Cass due up next, and we'll get to Lemoore, Littrell, Marion, Edgley, and Hillsboro Central Valley later tonight. 2-2, strike 3, looking, and Kaya Schnault with her 10th strikeout of the afternoon. Northern Cass down to their final strike, or final out here, with Avery Davidson. Davidson 1 of 3 today. A double, a line drive out to right in the 2nd, then a fly out her last time up in the 5th. Kaya Schnault has retired 6 consecutive batters, looking to make it 7 straight. As that'll work outside for a ball, it's 1-2. Northern Cass 6 batters in the 1st inning, 5 in the 2nd, 3 up, 3 down 3rd. And 5 batters in the 4th, 4 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th, and so far their 3rd here in the 7th as Davidson takes a hack at it. It's 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike as Kaya Chenault here in the circle against Davidson. The 1-1. This is hit in the air, a pop up to the to the second baseman, Merck, and that'll retire the side. Hillsboro Central Valley improves to 3-0 on the season. Kai Schnaut will pick up the win, and the losing pitcher here will be Hoyland for Northern Cass, who drops to 0-1 on this season. Your final on the Golden Harvest Timp Gazette Seed Sales scoreboard, Hillsboro Central Valley 5-1. Our modified post-game show is coming up next.
The World of Outlaws late models are coming to Norman County Raceway on June 30th, 2026. Infield seating, your chance to meet your favorite National Touring Series drivers, and much, much more. Tickets are available now at ncraceway.com.
Order yours today, and we'll see you June 30th, 2026.
Hillsboro Dairy, with delivery of fresh dairy products and more to your home door. I've had Hillsboro Dairy delivering cold, fresh dairy products and other items to my door for years. 3 main reasons why. It's the convenience, the products are fresh, and the delivery service from the Udder Guy. Nobody does it like the Udder Guy. Every week, we get the CT. Please call him at 701-436-5877. Delivery right to your door from Hillsboro Dairy.
Here's the final box score on our post-game show. Hillsboro Central Valley, 5 runs on 9 hits, 1 error, and 9 runners left on base. While for Northern Cass, 1 run on 5 hits, 3 errors, and 7 runners left on base in a game that went 1 hour and 38 minutes. Winning pitcher Kai Chenault, she goes 7 innings of work, 5 hits, 1 run that was unearned, a walk, a hit by pitch, and also 10 strikeouts here today for Kaya Chenault in their 5-1 win. Sam Hoyland with the loss, 6 innings of work, 9 hits, 5 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts here today for Hillsboro for Northern Cass. The Burros, 2 runs in the first, a run in the second, 2 runs in the sixth. Northern Cass with 1 run in the first inning. It's now time to get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That is Miss Kaya Chenault in the circle again. 7 innings of work, a complete game, picks up the win. 10 strikeouts, nice job, especially early on in the game where Northern Cass had 4 runners left on base in the first 2 innings, all in scoring position. She is our Player of the Game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. From there to our Agassi Precision Egg Play the Contest. We're going to give that defensively to Steinberger in center field, who took away a extra base hit by Avery Merck. If Merck was able to get on base, that would have been a nice start to the second inning, but a good job by Steinberger with the basket catch in right center field, taking an extra base hit away. That defensive play brought to you in part by Agassi Precision Egg, your local precision planting dealer. Agassi Precision Egg in Hillsboro. Call 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. That again is planterdoc.com. From there to our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection, go to halsteadtel.com. That'll go to Miss Kira Kazette, the sophomore catcher, with a ringing double in the first, a single in the second, able to get on board 3 times and score twice. Kira Kazette with our Halstead Telephone Company post-game connection, what she was able to do behind the plate, but also at the plate for the sophomore catcher, proudly providing internet, phone, cable, TV service to rural areas and local communities throughout the area of the Red River Valley. It's Halstead Telephone Company at halsteadtel.com. We'll take a quick break. We'll put a bow on this one. We'll return here on your liveevent.com.
The telephone company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsboro, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
At Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks, they make sure your vehicle gets the best standard of care to get it back on the road as quickly as possible. Lonnie and his team are some of the most highly trained in the industry. With state-of-the-art technology and superior products, your vehicle will leave in great condition. With their drive-in claims area, the process is smooth and easy. Let Abra Auto Body and Glass in Grand Forks provide you and your vehicle with premium care and attention. Open 8 to 5:30 Monday through Friday. Abra Auto Body and Glass of Grand Forks.
If you're thinking about updating your bathroom or kitchen, don't wait until the last minute. Planning is key. At Ada Building Center LLC on Highway 200 East Edge in Ada, you can check out the brand new displays with the latest in cabinets, countertops, and floor coverings. The Ada Building Center LLC team will guide you through designs and help you secure trusted contractors for the job. Stop today and start planning your remodel. 218-784-3661 or visit adabuildingcenter.com. Ada Building Center, your project starts here.
As we come back here in our post-game show, join us, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game. That is Kaya Chenault. And this interview brought to you in part by Dakota Heritage Bank. Kaya, for you, first things first. Anytime you're able to take about a week and a half from playing outdoors to indoors, just what was it like knowing that you had a game today as a player and the schedule and the routine and everything else as you got ready for the game?
Yeah, it was really exciting to finally get to play outside and it was a really nice day out. The sun was awesome. Pretty good weather for what we've been having. So it was pretty fun and exciting to get out.
Early on in the game, Northern Cass gets the first run, but you leave a couple in scoring position. You do it again in the second inning. What was working, not just to allow them to get multiple hits, so to speak, and scattering some singles and doubles throughout the course of this game?
Just trying to do different pitches and try to throw them off, not do a pattern so they can catch on. And our fielders are doing great. They can back me up whenever I need, and I just know everyone's there for me, and it's good.
A couple times throughout, you had 6 straight batters. You finished the game with 7 straight batters, able to retire 10 strikeouts. Just kind of what was working for you in the circle, particularly in those 5th, 6th, and 7th innings.
Yeah, just throwing my two-seam, it kind of threw him off a little bit, trying to get a change-up in there. Just throwing different speed pitches and trying to throw them off a little bit.
Final thing, I'll also ask about your battering ram there with Miss Kizette here. Able to get on base twice, 3 times, 2 runs score, gets that double. What's it like just kind of working with Kiera a little bit and seeing her, get going offensively here early on the season?
Yeah, she's a great player. She's a good offensively and defensive. And I just know I can count on her, and she's doing great this year.
Hey, Kyle, congratulations on the win. Best of luck later tonight when you got the Lobos coming up.
Yes, thank you.
Kai Chenault here with the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros, a complete game win. That does it for Game 1 of 3. Coming up next will be Central Cass and Northern Cass. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon.